Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So, y'all been keeping up with Ubisoft with me, and as y'all seen in my previous videos, Ubisoft is pretty much in the toilet, and it just isn't getting any better. Assassin's Creed Shadows is very soon to launch, and it's widely speculated that the sales numbers are going to be like underperform what they're hoping for. And let's be honest, Assassin's Creed Shadows would have to sell like in excess of 10 million copies for Ubisoft to be saved in any capacity. And the game will probably sell a lot. It is Assassin's Creed and they have a diehard fan base, and the franchise has had a lot of great entries. But this one has been met with tons of controversy, all kinds of DEI crap, all kind of like disrespecting Japanese culture. There's articles on that. You don't have to quote me. You can go look it up yourself. And it's just been a shit show. And it's not just Assassin's Creed Shadows problems that have led Ubisoft to this point. The last decade of Ubisoft and the way they've launched their games and the way their games have sold or not sold, it just they haven't been managed well. Not to mention previous leadership is like still in an ongoing lawsuit for workplace misconduct and things like that. Again, you can look that stuff up. um so it's just not been a good go about it. So this latest article, this is from Insider Gaming, but we also have other outlets reporting on this, like Pure Xbox, VGC, so on and so forth. This was a big leak that happened. So basically saying at a shareholder, Ubisoft shareholder claims that the company failed to disclose meetings with EA and Microsoft about them buying IP from Ubisoft. So it says they're planning a Ubisoft shareholder is planning a protest outside the company's Paris office after they apparently failed to disclose these meetings. They didn't appropriately communicate its plans or talks with shareholders because of that. They're saying they're frustrated. In a statement given to IGN, Ubisoft restated its past meetings that reviews strategic and capitalistic options in ongoing that's ongoing at the company. So what they are doing is they've been basically restructuring and trying to package up their assets and their IPs ready for acquisition, and they've been shopping the market. And according to this, one of the biggest leaks so far is EA and Microsoft are some of those interested buyers of those IPs. Now, just pausing for a second, I would say that if Microsoft could get a hold of something like Splinter Cell, I would be down. You know, I don't really like EA as a company, as a publisher. I'm really not a fan of EA. I really don't want them to get a hold of anything. Now, you could argue that EA is like, you know, gonna do a better job than Ubisoft because how bad Ubisoft's doing, but I would disagree with that wholeheartedly. I don't put any trust in EA to do anything. A lot of people, like Microsoft Xbox, a lot of people don't. A lot of people have back and forth on their like strategy and all this stuff, but at the end of the day, um, as far as this article and what we know so far, I would much put more stock in Xbox than EA. So, this all remains to be seen. Of course, we don't know who all the interested buyers are. Ubisoft has a lot of IP. Excuse me. Late night. I mean, geez, they got Far Cry, Splinter Cell. They got freaking just all kinds of shit that I can't even think of off the top of my head. Assassin's Creed. They got freaking what is the didn't they do the Avatar game? The James Cameron Avatar. So, they got a lot of stuff. That might not have been an owned IP, that might have been just a licensed title. But anyway, I digress. So it says here, this is a quote, the board has established an ad hoc independent committee to oversee this formal and competitive process so as to extract the best value from Ubisoft's assets and franchise for all stakeholders, the company said. Ubisoft will inform the market in accordance with applicable regulations and once a transaction materializes. Regulations if and once a transaction materializes. Excuse me. So they say, what do you think? Blah, blah, blah. And Microsoft, over here at Pure Xbox, they kind of elaborated saying, in its defense, Ubisoft shared a statement earlier. That's what was just mentioned a second ago. Ubisoft is basically saying they're exploring different options, but we'll only find out more if they, come to a deal. And it says, unfortunately, there's no hints to which IPs Microsoft or EA or anybody else that might be involved is interested in acquiring from the company. But it's safe to say that Ubisoft's asking price would probably be factor heavily. The team has lots of lucrative games. When you're talking about pricing these assets, make no mistake, Ubisoft is going to be real stingy. They're going to be expensive. And they're going to be expensive for two reasons. One, they're proud of their shit. And number two, um, they know that this is for the shareholders collectively, and these people want to make good on their investment and maximize that as much as they can. So I'm really curious to see the wheeling and dealing that these interested buyers are going to have with Ubisoft and their board members and all that kind of stuff. It's like, what is Assassin's Creed worth? What is Far Cry worth? You know, are these interested buyers going to want to buy more than one and make a bundle deal? You know what I mean? Like, hey, if I'm going to buy, like, if I'm Microsoft and I'm going to buy Assassin's Creed and let's say Splinter Cell, you know, give me a discount for the bundle or something, like what kind of wheeling and dealing, there's going to be licensing rights. Are they going to get the IP in its totality or just maybe certain assets, or are they going to get the merch rights with it and everything else? Like there's a lot, it's not, I mean, the IP, you're talking like with something like Splinter Cell, you can make movies with that shit. Assassin's Creed has already had at least one movie made. I don't know if they did any more. My memory's a little rusty, but these IPs, have potential to have like movie deals and everything like that. So these are going to be expensive. They're going to be very expensive. So Ubisoft, that's like the best card they have in their deck right now with all this shit that's going on is they have brand strength, like IP strength, right? They have a lot of really good IPs. So obviously, this is just the latest leak that's going on. These board members didn't catch wind that these people were shopping. So it's also kind of shady, right? This is also going to get really really dicey because if they're shopping around with buyers and they're not including their board members and shit, that's like legal as far as I know. I could be wrong, but it seems like a very slippery slope with legal problems if they keep that shit up. So I don't know. I'm just a guy on the internet, but let me know in the comments what you guys think about all that stuff. I'm really, really curious. I've been following this Ubisoft stuff since for a while now, and I will absolutely keep you guys up to date the more I find out. So stay tuned for more on this, and like I said, bell notifications, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Rumble. I'm streaming. I usually record these videos on my live stream, so if you want to catch early access on them, you can do that. And yeah, the support's been great lately. We're growing. We're closing in on 500 subs on YouTube. We just broke 200 followers on Rumble. We're getting some good growth, and that's because of you guys. So I don't want to leave that out. I want to let you guys know that y'all's support is very much appreciated. And yeah, with that, I am gonna go ahead and get the hell out of here. I hope you have a good one.